What's up, y'all? It's Applying Knowledge with Prophet P. I got some pretty cool information here I'm trying to share with y'all about UAPs and faster than light technology and also anti gravity spacecrafts, the tic tacs and things like that.
To as Floor 1, Gimbal, and Go Fast.
So, those right there were the three most known UAPs that I just showed in that clip. Here goes another clip I'm about to show of a pilot describing what he sees. Here we go.
It accelerated like nothing I've ever seen. I have no idea what I saw. It had no plumes, wings, or rotors, and outran our F-18s.
So clearly, whoever's operating these UAPs is using some type of advanced technology. And I got a video clip here from Jack Sarfati basically describing some of these technologies. I'm going to go ahead and jump straight into it.
Even though the Tic Tac seems to be, from an outside observer, seems to be moving at, say, 20,000 miles an hour, it's not generating any friction. Like when a rocket comes into the Earth's atmosphere, your re-entry problem, and it heats up. That doesn't happen with Tic Tac. See, that doesn't happen with the Tic Tac. The way warp drive is, it's like surfing on a wave.
Okay.
The wave is the curvature of space, the rippling of space. So the surfer is not really moving relative to the water he's around. He's moving with the water. That's the way the Tic Tac moves. But it's controlling the way the space is warping. See, it's controlling its path. And it does it with small amounts of energy. So the hardest thing for people to understand is that when you see a flying saucer or a Tic Tac, it's not an ordinary vehicle that's moving through air. It's controlling the gravitational field right around its fuselage. For example, if the Tic Tac wants to move to the east, let's say, if it moves to the east, what it does, it's able to contract the space in its nose and expand the space in its tail. It's folding space, sitting still in space, really. But to the outside observer, it looks as if it's moving.
So basically, that was explaining how they're using their warp drive. And I also have another video off the Gaia Network describing anti-gravity crafts, or basically switching over to anti-gravity propulsion systems. And I'm going to jump into that now.
Well, with anti-gravity, the big advantage that thing would have is when you encounter planets. You can come and go off of its surface without having to fight all the gravitational forces of a planet, which would cause you to build your ships with different propulsion systems. If a warp drive system had an anti-gravity system, that would be real handy, because you use your warp drive to get from place to place. Switch over to the anti-gravity when you get inside the gravity field of a planet, and basically you will have removed all the energy that's involved with magnetism, such as, kinetic energy, momentum, inertia. All that would evaporate.
In his scientific paper, Is Low Power Warp Drive Possible? Dr. Jack Sarfati posits the idea that quantum metamaterials may be used to produce low power warp.
So if you caught that, basically it's very useful to be able to switch back and forth between a warp drive and an anti-gravity drive or engine on your UAP or aircraft. I wouldn't say aircraft, your spaceship, basically. So he was explaining the benefits of having that. And if you noticed at the very end, now if you don't know what a warp drive, before I get to that, don't forget to like, comment, and share this video, man. So if you want to know what the warp drive is and the metamaterial, like I do, because that's what really caught my attention, the metamaterial, I got another video clip from Jack Sarfati off of Gaia, and he's going to kind of explain it in a little bit more detail.
Warp drive is just a very elementary application of Einstein's general theory of relativity of the gravitational field. And Einstein's field equations basically show how you can use an applied electromagnetic field, like a source, a pump, and from that electromagnetic field you can generate a gravitational field. The problem has been that the coupling between the electromagnetic input field and the induced gravitational output field is very weak. I found a way to make it very strong. So that's simply it. Using what are called metamaterials.
You hear that, right?
Metamaterials are artificially made. They're made by man. They don't exist naturally in nature. They're just like lattices of artificial atoms. We make these artificial atoms. They're called meta-atoms. Various ways of making them. I won't go into detail. And we just construct them like they're like a neural network. It's like lattices, like crystals. And these artificial atoms are at definite positions in the crystals. And they have extraordinary electromagnetic properties. When we impose electricity, so in magnetic fields, in the metamaterials, they can go into what are called certain resonance states, and they can generate strong gravitational fields. So the metamaterials is a way of generating inside the metamaterial a strong gravity field from a very weak electromagnetic field.
I know y'all hearing this like I did, man. They got the technology. It ain't nothing new up under the sun. I got another clip too I want to show you real quick.
There's a whole bunch of optical metamaterials, but for space propulsion, they tend to work at the microwave frequencies, and they were developing microwave metamaterial. Like the Boeing Cube, for example, developed by Boeing. Interesting, Boeing was involved in this classified work. So why are they working metamaterials? Well, this is the connection. It's possible, like they talk about the arts parts, the skin of the craft that crashed in Roswell, that it's layered material. And that could act as a metamaterial. Theoretically, if you took a 5,000 terahertz beam, which is probably in the far infrared, and aimed it at it, you should get propulsion. You should be able to move it. So that's a form of metamaterial. It's basically layers of magnesium and bismuth that are spaced just right to interact with this beam.
So, if you haven't quite figured out where I'm going with this video yet, this last clip is going to open your eyes up. And you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Because basically, all this is about Hollywood hiding everything in plain sight through the movies and everything that they expose us, and they try to make it act like it's just science fiction when it's really not, because there ain't nothing new up under the sun, y'all.
Tesseract. Hollywood has hid the Tesseract in plain sight for decades. It's been called the Cosmic Cube, the Hypercube. It appeared in Avengers: Infinity War, Captain America, the First Avenger, A Wrinkle in Time, Iron Man 2, X-Men, The Matrix, Thor, The Avengers, Interstellar Thor, The Dark World Prelude, The Transformers. They even called one of the characters in Transformers Megatron, which is a reference to Metatron. Metatron is the name of the cube itself. Okay, very interesting there. The Tesseract has been recently debuted in A Wrinkle of Time, which, that came out with Oprah Winfrey, I think, a couple years ago, maybe less. It's also known as the Cosmic Cube. It's an enchanted object of unparalleled power. Metatron was originally a human elevated to the archangel status by God for his services as a scribe, foremost communicator between humans and the divine. He is best known for his cube. To understand the meaning of sacred geometry symbols, Metatron's cube is based on a deceptively simple pattern called the Fruit of Life, 13 connected circles, which is concealed in the ancient flower of life.
Yeah, so y'all see where I was going with this, man. They hide everything in plain sight. There's a grain of truth in everything, but also don't, believe everything you see. But hey, it's Prophet P. I'm just applying knowledge so everybody can gain wisdom, man. Don't forget to like, follow, share this video, and comment. Peace.